In the sunlit bazaar of modern times, a group of historians, clad in dusty tweeds, gathered around a table at a local coffee shop. They sipped their lattes while passionately arguing over a rather profound question. What if the Mamluk Sultanate was akin to running a modern-day tech startup? To set the scene, imagine a board meeting. Sultan is Alden Aibak opening with, "Welcome, fellow Mamluks. Skip the PowerPoint. Let's get straight to overthrowing our previous investors, the Ayyubid dynasty." Among the board members sits the remarkably strategic Sultan Baybars, who obviously holds the Employee of the Century award for steering the company out of potential Mongol acquisition at the Battle of Ain Jalut. With such a successful defense, Baybars essentially turned the Sultanate into the medieval Google of defense strategies. Now, if the Sultanate's management structure were indeed like modern corporations, the announcement of the Burji dynasty leadership change might have looked like this. After an intense internal review and a few factional rivalries out back in the copy room, the leadership team has decided to pivot to Circassian Mamluks for our next product innovation cycle. Cue the awkward applause from disillusioned shareholders hoping Egypt's stock doesn't crash with the Black Death economic downer. The Mamluks didn't just stop at warfare or hackathons. They were innovators in urban planning and architecture. Imagine their version of TED Talks, describing the blueprint for the Mosque Madrasa of Sultan Hassan, honestly selling it as the next cultural tech park where scholars and artisans would mingle over mint tea. In the break room, a past whiff of cinnamon would remind everyone of their domination in the global spice trade, akin to dominating the App Store, while scholars mused over endless data scrolls in exquisite calligraphy. But alas, every startup faces existential threats. For the Mamluks, it was Portuguese disruption of trade routes and the formidable Selim I and his Ottoman venture capitalists crashing in uninvited, signaling a hostile takeover. By 1517, the figurative "delete my dynasty" button had been pressed, and the Mamluks were neatly archived into history, preserved in the Defenders of Islam legacy folder. The lesson here might be clear for any modern-day entrepreneur or historian. Whether you're launching a startup or ruling a sultanate, it's all fun and games until someone disrupts your spice trade. Now, who knew medieval history could be a lesson in startup dynamics and modern corporate satire?